A storm is coming, and it's unfortunate that Nigerians don't even know that such a storm is coming. We are quietly waiting for the doomsday to arrive. What storm are we talking about? We're talking about the tax reform. The tax reform that will tax the living daylight out of your own suffering. You know, the government has failed you. They have not provided job. They have not provided electricity. No hospitals, or at least working and well-equipped hospitals. So public health care is out of the way. No good roads. If you fly through Nigeria, you'll cry. In fact, on one occasion going to Abuja, I cried on the road because the road was so bad. So why are we being tasked? Welcome to the Diary of a Broken Man, where we dissect political, economic, and social issues concerning our country, Nigeria, and Africa as a whole. As usual, remember to subscribe, to like, to share, and to comment. The question now is, why are people paying tax? Why are we paying tax? That is the first question you should be asking yourself. The tax we pay are primary source of revenue for the government. And what is the government doing with the people's taxpayers' money? The question is, does the government know the reason for paying tax? Among other reasons, the money people pay for tax are used to improve and maintain public infrastructures, including roads for good travels. They are used to fund other essential services such as schools, emergency services, welfare programs, hospitals, and so on and so forth, fire service, and so on. So, with all these things I mentioned, where does Nigeria fall inside? Fire service, hospitals, roads, infrastructures. Tell me what the government of Nigeria is doing for the citizens. Security, where thousands of people are being butchered every day around the northeast and the southeast, and people are being kidnapped on daily basis. People, in fact, if you aggregate the number of amount of money people have paid for ransom in Nigeria, it's enough to start a new country. So what is the job of the government? Why are Nigerians being taxed? Why are Nigerians being taxed at this moment? Why is it so necessary that Nigeria pays tax? Nigerians provide their own electricity. They burn generator. Not just that they burn generator, they have to buy fuel and gas at the highest exorbitant price. And upon that, they provide their own security. In Nigeria, if you don't secure yourself, you die. You may be kidnapped. Armed robbers may attack you, and nothing will happen. I mean, somebody said that you can die in Nigeria for anything and nothing will happen. Nothing. In fact, it's easier for you to insult the president and be arrested by the DSS than to steal and be arrested by the same DSS. It is easier for you to be a dissenting voice or a journalist who knows your onions in Nigeria, who doesn't care about the brown envelopes. Is it easier for you to be arrested in Nigeria than for kidnappers and the bandits and terrorists to be arrested in Nigeria? So why are we going to pay tax? We are going to pay tax to people who will squander the money. We are going to pay tax to people who are ready to send their wives, wives of local government chairmen to Europe. Wives, I don't mean the local government chairman for training. That is different. I mean their wives, to be good wives, to assist their husband. People who are ready to buy houses for $2 million. At least it is on record that the minister of FCT of Nigeria bought houses with cash. Fully paid in US. Houses, and grabbing land left and right. So what are we paying tax for? To be squandered by politicians? For them to buy private yacht, private jets, build new VP house with 25 billion when there are no hospitals? Have you been to Nigerian universities? Have you seen the hostels in the Nigerian? Have you seen the offices of lecturers? Have you seen the offices of VCs in Nigeria? Do you know how much lecturers are paid? People who are taxed to educate and inform our youths. Do you know that they are paid peanuts to do that? I mean, their mates in Europe and America collect sometimes 20 times, 30 times what they collect in Nigeria. These are the people you want to tax. Are you going to tax the same person who provides electricity, provides water? Because there is no water corporation in Nigeria. Nigerians provide their own water. If you build house, you dig your own borehole, or you go out to fetch water and pay for it. I mean, I lived in Lagos for years. I know how much I bought water, just water alone, until I was forced to do the pumping machine and have water in my house. I knew how much I bought drinking water. Packets of water, I know how much I bought them every week. Yes, the same Nigeria. That is the Nigeria we want to pay tax in. Yes, I know how much I spend in hospitals, private hospitals, for personal treatment. My mom was sick the last time. I know how much we contributed as a family to pay for her surgery. This is the Nigeria we are. The Nigeria that people do GoFundMe for medical treatments. Medical treatment that could have been covered by the hospitals or the government, taxpayers' money. So what are we paying tax for in Nigeria? What are taxes for? Why are we paying tax in Nigeria if the government does not care and does not provide anything for the citizens? It is easier for the government to pay gigs to some useless Nigerian youths who are easy to be bought with some very meager amount of money to defend failed institutions. It is easier to pay them than to pay hospitals and pay lecturers. They would rather allow lecturers to go on strike, allow the labor union to go on strike. They would rather be happy that teachers go on strike. In fact, it was on record that as an FCT president, FCT governor was opening and renaming library or whatever they called it in Abuja. Teachers in primary schools were on strike because they were not paid. Primary schools. These are people forming the future of the country. So what are we paying tax for? So let me recount what the tax are for you. Tax reforms, the key changes. Number one, value added tax, the VAT. The VAT rate in Nigeria remains 7.5%, but a new VAT revenue allocation formula will see states retain 30% of VAT generated, 50% share equally among states, and 20% distributed based on population. So it's about the population and the skewed population, because the census of Nigeria is always about skewed and criminally doctored numbers. We're not yet ready to talk about the doctoration of numbers. Number two is the personal income tax, the PIT. A progressive PIT regime with states with rates from 0 to 25% will take effect from January 2026. And while others will pay 25%, individuals below 800,000 annually are exempt. 800. You know what it means to earn 800,000 a year? If you divide it by 12 months, you know what it means. You pay house rent, you pay all these things. If you earn 800,000, you know what it means for somebody to earn 800,000 with the amount of inflation in Nigeria. That person is stark poor. That person is a pauper. Let's not talk about it. Companies will pay income tax of 25 of people who have turnover of 100 million and above or below are exempt from CIT, while others will pay 25% CIT. That's company income tax. Then development levy, a 4% development levy will fund critical national institutions. Let's not talk about debt fund and the amount they collect every year from companies, and still the ASU are going on strike. Tax administration, the Federal Inland Revenue FIRS will be replaced by the Nigerian Revenue Service NRS, a more independent body with a broader mandate. Let's look. So what are the potentials of this tax? Number one, we have increased tax burden Some individuals and businesses may first increase tax burden due to the new tax rate and levies. Number two is the economic relief. Exemption for small businesses, and this is not something to be gloried about if we know what it means. Number three is the improved tax administration, the NRS, administering tax to themselves. And then concern and the criticisms. Number one is inconsiderate timing. Why are you taxing Nigerians now with the inflation rate? Where people can't even afford 3 square meals, you want to tax them. You have not provided job yet and you want to tax them. You have not provided basic amenities and you want to tax them. Number two is increased cost of living. Now, number three is the impact on small businesses. Some of these small businesses suffer to go through so many rigorous processes to stand themselves and to run on the daily basis, because they have to run on electricity that the government cannot provide in 2025. So let me know what you think about the tax law. How does it affect you? Do you think it should go on, or do you think the government should revert? Tell me in the comment section. Remember to subscribe, to like, to share, and to leave us a comment. Cheers.